In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form or shape, with darkness over the abyss and a mighty wind sweeping over the waters. In the first moments of creation, God's Spirit hovered over the waters of the earth, and there was new life. Each of us has a story, and our stories find their greatest glory in God and in His plan for our lives. And baptism is a major turning point in our story. Throughout salvation history, God has used the cleansing power of water to set His people free from sin. At the very dawn of creation, the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. And at the great flood, God prefigured how He would cast out all of the sin and darkness of the world and open us up to new life. And in the Exodus, God led the people of Israel through the waters of the Red Sea from slavery to freedom. At His own baptism in the Jordan River, Jesus was baptized, and as He came up out of the waters, the voice of the Father was heard as He was anointed with the Holy Spirit. "You are my beloved Son. With you I am well pleased." That is Jesus' story, and it's that story that we become a part of at our own baptism.
For me, Jonah's baptism was really important because, Jesus began His public ministry being baptized by John the Baptist in the River Jordan. And it's important for us, for Jonah to begin, what he's called to in his life by the church and by God. It was important to begin that in baptism for Jonah.
Yeah, it's the start of his Christian journey, the Christian journey of his life. And this was the beginning for him to help him in making the decisions that he'll choose to make for his path, what he's called to and what he's led to. And this was the first step in that. So it was very important for us that he begin on this right foot.
The role of a godparent is to guide their godchild through their life spiritually and give them an example of someone who's doing their best to live out their Christian faith.
The role of godparents, as I've come to understand it in the church, is of course to be someone to help guide the child's faith formation throughout their life, but pray for their well-being and their faith formation to be coming up in the church and have good parents who are going to be good catechists for them.
One of the main struggles that people have in today's world is not having an identity, not knowing who they are. The great gift of baptism is that our children receive a definitive identity that comes to them from God, which means it's never going to be taken away. That on the day of their baptism, they become God's beloved son or daughter. And it's our job as a faith community, as their family and friends, to remind them of that identity as they grow older.
It's very important for us, for Jonah, to learn about his faith, to see us live it, to live it himself, but to also learn what it's about, to discover what it means for him.
That's our intent, is to keep him immersed in all the stuff that we can, and hopefully through the Holy Spirit that stuff will stick and he'll embrace it for the rest of his life.
As Jonah grows, I hope that I can encourage him to live out his faith within the community, that he can find his way through observing his parents and godparents, finding their way serving others in our community.
As my godson Jonah grows up, I would love to see him journey into faith and be able to see that day to day. But also I would hope that he has a lot of the experiences that I've had in my faith formation and in my faith community, with just being surrounded with good people in the church who were willing to just pray for you and be with you through this journey.
Jesus Christ came into this world with a mission from His Father, and that was the salvation of every man, woman, and child. And that's the mission that He entrusts to the church. Before His ascension back to the Father, Jesus told us, "Go and make disciples of all nations, teach them to observe everything that I have taught you, baptize them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit." And as disciples of Jesus Christ, in and through our baptism, we are called to participate in that same mission, the salvation of the world.